Hello from 19185 Loyalist Parkway, just in front of the house right now. Good sized lot, double garage and an outbuilding. Not the closest house I've ever seen to the Loyalist Parkway, but close enough that the noise is probably consideration for your front living space. We'll kind of maybe do a sound check test on the back to see how we feel about the noise back there. What I'm hearing is coming from this side of the property. I don't see where another house is, so maybe there's someone just out in a ATV or something maybe back there. The neighbor on the other side's much closer, but you have the garage between you, so it's somewhat private. We've got some chimneys on the side here. Didn't see anything in the basement as to what these were servicing, so maybe they should have been removed when the siding and new flashing and roofing and everything went on, but it doesn't have to be a problem to leave them there. An inspector will tell you if they're in a bad state. They appear to be fine, might need capping or something. The flashing for the most part looks okay. There was a bit that was missing above the garage. Sockets look fine. Clearly some siding missing there with some holes punched, so I think a bird could probably get through there pretty easy. But that just seems to be covered with siding again. Matching this might not be easy, but I find a lot of the materials that are used in the county usually come from the same place for the most part when they look a certain way. That looks like something from Home Hardware there. Under the deck. Seems fine. There's some rubble under there, but nothing too crazy. There's an old tote in a bucket, probably from time of renovation. Four-season faucet on the outside. Just a basic basement vent, I think there. Laundry vent, very clogged up with debris. That's ready to get changed out. Some old internet cable or something there that's been replaced by that gray one that's glued in. Just take you in there. That's some insulated fiberboard on the outside there. Gable vent for the attic. I can't quite see on top of the roof. There might be some more venting for the attic up there. Double propane tank. So you can do a good size fill up when the rates drop. This is definitely the older of the two chimneys. Looks like they added some kind of additional ventilation to it. The window flashing is falling off. That could all be redone. Downspouts going right down to the corner of the building. That needs to be coming away from the house. There's a couple drainage plan problems around the back already, so that would need to be addressed. Footings of the deck and everything appear to have been done properly. It seems sturdy for the most part. Ledger plate appears to be dealt with properly. Septic clearly was inspected, dug up. Looks to be to code with the electrical outside. That brighter green mound is your septic field. That is a very nice size. It is kind of protruding, so it's a bit of a look. But up from your second floor, like the main floor living, it's just the nice views of the field and the marsh and the water. Here, you can see from the splattering on the door and everything where water's come down and it splashes there. So that's one issue. Water is also coming down the slope towards the door, and it's basically at grade. It really should be 6 inches above grade. It says this GFCI plug there, but that does not look like it is. Very strange anyways. It would need to be proper door there and everything. Not sure what's going on with where this is attached onto. It's just a bit of a weird product to have there. But anyways, we could spend all day if I continue inspecting to this degree, so I'll take you around. Garage generally seems fine. Not sure what was happening behind it or what that old pad was for. Could have been another shed there at some point. Flashing coming off the side here too. Another downspout that's just kind of like shooting down some siding that's come off somewhere. I don't quite see where that's come from. And here, the pad's looking pretty good. We're missing a garage door opener over there with a newer panel that looks like was put in when they did the panel upgrade to the house downstairs. So everything's looking pretty good on that front. The sill plate for the structure is raised off the ground well enough that I think that should all be in good shape. There's definitely some like fiberboard missing there. Might have been a critter chewing at it or something, but they put steel over that. All the structural stuff seems to be fine. And this, I have a feeling, was full of junk and got cleared out. No age on the window. I think that's just been insectified and can be cleaned up. Going to the house. My best to do it from the front door. The house is generally like pretty well raised, but I guess it's a walkout, so just be done a little bit better. Drainage again, probably not quite the way it should be done. Unit A and B, so there is separate power there. There's two 100 amp panels. I didn't know if it was 200 amps going into the house, just split it into two panels because of the new basement, but separate electrical. Don't know if that basement was done to proper code, but it should classify as a legal duplex if it shows up on MPAC as one. Walking in, we have a coat closet and everything, so sort of a dedicated all-in-one foyer dining living room. And then from here, we'll do a little it's hard to say exactly how loud that was because I hear some kind of mechanical noise coming from downstairs, but it's not like a disturbing noise at the least. Got some kind of melamine product here for your countertop. It is kind of coming apart a little bit, so not sure if you're hoping to keep it or not. The lighting plan was not quite completely lined up there. Dishwasher, kind of like plumbed in for whatever you want to do. Got our nice views off the back and everything. Deep yard, probably a bit of maintenance there. I think we're sitting at 1.5 acres, close to 2 acres. What else goes after? Floor vent right in the middle there, so just be aware. Linen closet, smaller room. I would say probably only like 9 by 9 in here, but if it's just a guest room or an office with a Murphy or something, that really wouldn't be a problem. We have your bathroom here. Bit of an executive finish, I guess we'd call it. Ceiling fan. Oh, over there. Someone's covered for inspection or something. It does work. Bit of wear and tear around there, but I think it's mostly just mineral stuff. Some weird, kind of been cleaned better type situations. Maybe something wasn't fitting properly. Someone had the LED strips in here. I guess this would be like a primary bedroom. Well, I'm quite sure it would be. Nice views off here, access to the deck. Can definitely hear the road now that I'm away from the noise. We have this kind of walk-in closet / laundry setup in here. That could be an ensuite bathroom though. All the possibilities change if you get rid of the dwelling downstairs and start moving your accessory units down here. Bit of wear and tear down here, some stuff torn and chewed and worn. The water was let to kind of blow that out a little bit. Probably just mats and monkey boots and stuff, and the flooring kind of coming apart on the stair down here, but it doesn't match the flooring we used from the basement anyways. Coming down here, mostly wear and tear, like coat of paint stuff. And then this weird block, I'm not sure what that was. If they just put that there when they removed the baseboard heater or something. There's the panels in the closet down here, 2 100 amp panels, lots of room on each. One supplying the pony power to the garage, so might be close to max. Closet there. All the windows appear to have been done probably around the same time, just none of them have the date on them, like I normally like to find. And I guess we're in living, dining in here, I guess. So I'm not sure what this space would be. Could be a little office. Understair storage. And then here you can see where the indoor floor is actually below the grade of the outdoor. So sort of less than ideal. I'm just worried about water getting in and getting under all these floors and ruining everyone's day. Let's see. Second going there. The bathroom for down here, just a shower. The dehumidifier is running to keep it dry down here, but running right into the shower stall. Some fixtures and stuff that might need a bit of an update. Tiled kitchen with laundry built right in. Additional 240 there. Dishwasher and everything, so all the appliances can fit. Looks like they kind of just mishmashed some old cabinetry they got with newer appliances, so some room for improvement there. Again, the little block, I'm sure what the story is there. The bulkhead kind of runs right through for the ductwork upstairs, so you'd have to work with that. But I still have probably 3 inches above my head, and I'm 5'10", so just over 6 feet before anyone hits their head. Old cold storage room that they spray foamed in, but because it's not ventilated at all, it looks like mold's been growing in there. Probably would not pass a mold test. It can be remediated for a reasonable price, but if it's going to continue to get humid in there, and mold is germinating anywhere, it's in even just outdoor air, that will come back. So something to be worked on. Furnace appears to be older. Doesn't mean it's gonna like go anytime soon, or maybe that pane is just like an old school looking logo. I don't think the hot water tank's a rental. Can double check the listing for that. Looks like insulation and vapor barrier at some point was done properly. There's some stuff pulling away where internet people have come in and just not fixed it again. Love when they do that. Plumbing's doing a couple gymnastic-y things here. I don't know if that was on purpose. We have our UV, might be a Culligan contract to look out for. Pre-filter. It's not a pre-filter, that's the pre-filter. Ooh, this is a jumbo. Okay, water is coming in from well out back. You have to make sure that's not too close to the septic. Going into the well pump, which is getting infused by what looks like a chlorine injector, which would be used to either treat organic iron or a sulfur smell. I'm going to guess it's the organic iron. Not a fun thing to get in your plumbing or systems. And then it looks like at some point they had 2 stages of pre-filters. Where does that pick up though? Ugh. This. And then we have a cistern, which could be on a chlorinated drip as well. Anyways, there's some kind of water treatment going on here. So all this needs to be looked into. To start all this up from scratch could have cost like between $3,000 and $5,000. So assuming you don't have to do a ton of maintenance on this, someone has at least cut that expense out and probably did achieve clean and not smelly water. Okay, that is, I think, everything. The flooring does go down into this washroom here, so I don't know if this flooring went right on top of some old flooring or they just didn't bother to bring it up, but anyways, thank you for viewing.